Hi everybody, today is our daily language video for number 12. I love when we have questions like this for daily language. It says, read the following paragraph and decide if the underlined parts have a capitalization error, a punctuation error, a spelling error, or no error. This is always kind of cool because it really strengthens our ability to edit and to notice mistakes, and that's a really hard skill for a lot of writers to develop. So, for this first one, it says, the spotted salamander. Spotted is actually spelled with two T's like this. So that is going to be a spelling error. Okay. For number 2, it says, the spotted salamander remains almost unchanged from the first salamander that. This part here, almost unchanged, has no error. That's fine, the way that they wrote that. For number 3, spotted salamander remains almost unchanged from the first salamander that walked on the earth. Okay, earth should be capitalized. That's great. However, should the be capitalized in this case? No, it should not. This should be a lowercase the. So this is going to be a capitalization error. Okay. Up next, the first salamander that walked on the earth about 330 million years ago. Million should not be capitalized. It is not a proper noun. So we're going to go ahead and say that this is a capitalization error as well, just like for number 3. So this should be lowercase million. It lives in caves, under rocks and logs, and moves only during the blackest hours of the night. This one here tripped me up a little bit because I read it lives in caves, under rocks, and logs. And I was thinking to myself, well, that sounds to me like this person is listing 3 things. However, when you listen really closely, this part here where it says it lives in caves, this is not necessarily related here to this part about rocks and logs, and I'll explain what I mean by that. When you read this, you should be reading it as, it lives in caves, under rocks and logs, and moves only during the blackest of night. It's not saying it lives under rocks, logs, and branches, right? It's not listing 3 things that way. So really, we don't need this comma right here. So it should say, it lives in caves, comma, under rocks and logs, comma, and moves during the blackest hours of night. The 3 things that are being listed about the salamander are right here. Here's number 1, the first thing about them, lives in caves, under rocks and logs, and this actually goes with this. Okay, so this is the first thing being listed. The second fact about them is that they move only during the blackest of hours of the night. Oh wait, so sorry, I messed that up. So it should say, this is the first thing about them, this is the second, and this is the third, right? So that's why the commas go here and here, okay? All right, so all that explanation pretty much just to say that this comma was not supposed to be here after rocks, so we're gonna go ahead and say that this is a punctuation error. Punctuation is lots of different stuff. It could be commas, it could be periods, exclamation marks, question marks, semicolons. There's lots of different forms of punctuation. Alrighty, so I've got a riddle for you guys. Today's riddle is pretty long and it's very challenging, so I'm really excited to hear some of your guys' answers. Please feel free to get creative with your answers because you might be right. All right, here's our riddle for today. Beth and Joe were found dead on the floor in the bedroom. Excuse me, I'll start again. Beth and Joe were found dead on the floor in the bedroom. When they were discovered, there were pieces of glass and some water on the floor. The only furniture in the room is a shelf and a bed. The house is in a remote location away from everything except a nearby railroad track. What caused the death of Beth and Joe? All right, I'm excited to hear your guys' answers. Good luck with that riddle. Please send me a picture of your daily language work. Love and miss you all, and I'll talk to you soon.